Well, here's Happy Hagfish, and they're like, how does the history of Ireland inspire storytelling and artistic decisions? We could talk about that for an hour, but I suppose it's the water you swim in. For me, like in the films I make, and I presume that's aimed at me because I,
Yes.
I'm sure history in general and folklore in general, and definitely the British Isles I've seen in your work, but in me in particular, history of Ireland is being the backbone or the backdrop for all the first three features that I've done. And I think it was just, yeah, I think one grew out of the other. To be honest, Secret of Kells was the first idea. And somewhere along the line of making that, the idea of the trilogy came along. And somewhere along the line of each movie, I hit on what the next one would be about. And they'd often grew out of research from one would go into the next. So like during Secret of Kells, I had the idea for Song of the Sea while working on Secret of Kells, and there was lots of stories and folklore that there wasn't really a place for in Secret of Kells that I started to think of for the next two. And they are kind of related in that the folklore is all related, and they're also related to the very first research and the very first work that I was doing even as a teenager, thinking about um this kind of stuff and the kind of stories I wanted to tell as a filmmaker or as an artist. So they all kind of one grew out of the other, and I guess it's just it's such a rich vein to tap into and to mine as a storyteller that I think you could spend several lifetimes just working on stories based on Ireland's history. Um, but that's not to say that I will.